Good evening everyone, welcome to FGM Cars presenting the ANZCAR Truck Series. As just see Kate Donnelly on the screen there, just doing his best pirouettes for us. As we head to Atlanta, we're here, ANZCAR Truck Series Round 4 already, season well and truly underway. Looking forward to another really good event this evening. And Now, third different race winner last week, Chris Pennell of the Crank Esports team, taking out the victory at Las Vegas. So just wanting to see whether or not anyone can have a duplicate. Stephen Williams and Kay Donnelly as well, race winners in prior rounds. So will one of them tonight be the first multiple race winner for season 2021 in ANZCAR Truck, or are we going to see a new race winner? There's been plenty go close tonight. Who will it be? They're just dealing with a few other bits and pieces in the background. So we've got 5 minutes to go here in practice. Just give you a quick rundown of the current driver's standings. We've got Stephen Williams top of the tree, followed by Chris Pennell up 10 spots after his win last week. Just taking over second spot on the leaderboard by 1 point over Danny G. So Stephen Williams 94, Chris Pennell 80, Danny G 79, Kay Donnelly 76, and you've got a gap down to Brody Masters at 69 points. So they're the drivers that you're going to be wanting to watch out for tonight to see whether or not they're going to be able to improve their positions. Perhaps Purnell able to take over the lead of the championship, maybe Steve Williams able to extend his lead at the top. Only time will tell. We've got qualifying coming up in a few minutes. And those of you who were watching last week to the end of the stream, I'm sorry it ended so abruptly. I actually had a blackout occur just as we were concluding the stream, which unfortunately meant that I lost the entire recording of the race and everything, so there was no highlights video last week either. So apologies for that, outside of our control here at FGM Cast headquarters. Nothing we can do about it. Well, actually there is, and that may well be in the works. Race gets very sideways there. So we continue to upgrade everything about what it is we do for you week in, week out. Big shout out to our sponsors, AJ Insurance Services. Joined us on the stream as a stream sponsor last week. Of course, Ferguson Group Media, the company behind everything that we do. Also got Virtual Motorsport Mentor on there, Chris Purnell, running tonight with the Crank Esports boys. And Aftershock PC, your rig, your choice. Our choice for PC hardware provider. We've got 4 of their machines now, all paid for. Just lucky enough to have them on board to support the stream, even though we are a customer of theirs. And that's part of the reason why we are a customer of theirs, actually, because of the good service we get from them. So if you're in the market for a PC, jump down and see those guys. Look, here, thank you very much for liking the stream. I assume that means you're satisfied with practice, all warmed up, ready to go for the race tonight. Currently sitting 9th fastest after the practice. Oh, the warm-up, I guess it's a warm-up. It's not a practice, it's a warm-up. The driver's done plenty of practice during the week. Getting themselves set up for the run here. I think tonight we've got an unusual one. I think it's 106 laps in the race tonight. Just double check that. 109 laps, in fact, so 109 laps tonight for the race. We had a good extended period of green flag running last week, so let's see if we can replicate that again today. Most of the drivers trying to get their incidents out of the way, one might think, given what we're seeing on track at the moment. All the liveries up to date there, running nice and true. At the moment is Hamish Gallagher on pole position. Michael Skurlock currently sitting in second. I said pole position, it is warm up, but currently fastest out on track. to go on board here with Troy Davison. Some additional camera views for you again tonight. This is Spectator up on the hill. So we'll get into qualifying in about 30 seconds time. I'm looking for, there it is, solo qualifying, so only one on the track at a time. However, they are all on the track simultaneously in their own little digital space. So looking for green sectors for drivers, but purple is ultimately what you want to be getting. It means you are the fastest on track. 2 lap maximum qualifying here, so out lap, 2 fast laps, and then you're off back into pit lane to ponder what you may have squandered. But as it currently stands, we're now going to wait for that to tick over. So there's no need. You can see some of the drivers not necessarily run out straight away to get going. They may wait a minute, and that is a tactic that works quite well for some of them. Means they've got an idea of what they've got to do to get up to the front. But of course, a long race, so not necessarily the most important thing for you to qualify up the front, but it always makes it a little bit easier, particularly that mid-pack. Not really wanting to get too involved in that if you can avoid it. So it'll flick around a little bit here. We generally jump on the car that made it out of pit lane first, and that actually tonight is Aaron Dillon. So Aaron Dillon on screen for you. He will be the one that sets the first lap for us tonight. One of the Simboys racing team guys. Those cars have been consistently quick. So we'll expect to see another race with them as he gets underway on his first flying lap. So you can see there, purple appearing on the screen down below. But it is the 13 that we are on board with. Just looking for that first completed lap. He's just about to come around and do just that. There's a sharp final corners here just around that section. Dillon does a 31.2. Hamish Gallagher currently fastest on track with a 38.9. These times will continue to filter through, and quite quickly. Tony Gagliardi jumps up to the front with a 30.99. So he's got some pace in the TG Racing truck tonight. Still about half the field, in fact a little over half the field to complete their fastest lap. Chris Purnell, race winner from last week, looks like he's aborted his lap, so just waiting there to get out on track. Hamish Gallagher, 30.87, now the fastest around, so he is done, but is up the front. As we stand, plenty of time to go, still 2:44 on the clock. Cade Donnelly, in fact, pips him at the post with a 30.83. Can be small differences like shade of the track that can make all the difference in terms of pace. So some of the guys hoping to probably try and catch that if they can. Josh Mickelmore comes across the line, and he has gone fastest. Mitch Motorsport been very, very consistent, very fast over the first 3 weeks of the season with a 30.8 flat. So I'm going to look down the list here to see. It's an incredible list. We've got another fantastic field here tonight to see who else has jumped out. So Purnell is out of the pits. We've got Gary Molman, Riley Curtis. We've got Matt Patton. He's about to finish his second lap in the Toy Story livery car. What does he get to? 31.87. So not improving on his time. Purnell comes across the line for his first flying lap. Luke Trahare's done a 30.88. That's a really strong lap as well. Pole 30.83. Michael Skurlock 30.81. Flying along. So he and Josh Mickelmore 1/100th away from one another once they conclude their laps. Luke Trahare pops up to 4th with a 30.84. Fantastic qualifying effort from him. He is our sneaky bet for this race. Trying to introduce a few extra bits and pieces to the stream for you, including the sneaky bet. It's Chris Purnell just drops into 3rd as well. So another great performance from the Crank Esports boys, as that will all but conclude it. Gary Woolman's finished, Riley Curtis done. Michael Schroeder would just jump on board with him. He's still getting around now. He's got half a lap to go. A1 Sim Sports sponsored car. I think Aidan Schultz joining that team as well recently. So they're getting a strong roster together. But I think that just about finishes it. So just wait for the session to tick over, but I can tell you it is extremely close at the front of the field, as you would expect, given the standard of driving in this series, which has been fantastic in the 3 rounds to date. There has been a few little instances of things that have occurred, but overall we've been privileged to have a fantastic level of race standard in this category. Well, may it continue. So let's bring the grid up for you now and have a look at what we're going to see tonight on this one. We're going to tell you what, it's going to be a close one. Josh Micklemore, Michael Skurlock off row 1. We've got Purnell and Donnelly off row 2. Luke Trahare and Hamish Gallagher off row 3, with Jones and Schultz off row 4. Steve Williams and Kai Turner off row 5, with Tony Gagliardi and Aaron Dillon off row 6. As we flip over the page here, when it catches up, there it goes. Dwayne Priest, Justin Howe, row 8. Reese May, Daniel Stevens off row 9. We've got Christopher Finlay and Gary Wellman off row 10, with Tristan Koch and Michael Schroeder following them. We've got Ben Vickers, Riley Curtis, Philip Howe, Aaron Hatton. And as we continue down this fantastic grid of trucks, we've got Troy Davison, Ruben Phelps, Nathan Roylak with Igor Burkic. We've got Aaron Major, Nigel Patton, Matt Patton, Travis Buckley, Matty Raymond, Todd Maxfield, Mick Taylor, and I believe it is Jacob Schur and Cam James rounding out the rear of the field. That is your grid for this round 4 of the ANZCAR Truck Series, live here on FGM eCast. Looking forward to bringing this one to you. So we'll bring the track map back up on screen. Let's get ourselves into position to watch this field move away. Great view we've got here of the whole field. You can see them there all formed up. I think we're just waiting for one driver to pop in. Luke, thanks for sharing. Always appreciate your support. Just waiting for Todd Maxfield and Cam James to jump into the grid. I've only got about 10 seconds to get there, or they're going to miss out. Luke Trahare jumps in just in time. And we are done gridding. That is it. So we're going to get away. Looks like Todd Maxfield, Jacob Schur, and maybe Cam James deciding to start from pit lane, which is an option that you can have. So wait and see if they do get out onto the field as we watch this huge pack roll away. Thanks for the share, Chris. I really appreciate the support on the stream. Just trying to watch all these guys get away if I can keep up with it here. Sorry if you're getting motion sickness, it is not deliberate. So we get away for the warm-up lap. And it is going to be Josh Micklemore, Mitch Motorsport at the front, with the Crank Esports guys flanking him. You can see them there. Simboy's cart, Kate Donnelly just behind them. Good mixture of teams up the front. Mitch Motorsport boys have been tremendously fast all season, so don't be too surprised to see another one of them come through the pack. Same for the Sim boys. So it's some good team warfare out here, which is what we want to see. Nice close racing. 109 laps tonight. Obviously tyres, as always, going to be a factor. The nature of this track, I believe we will see some cautions. Let us know who you're supporting. Aidan Schultz there in the background as well. So really, really strong top 10. Steve Williams, watch for him to make some moves from 10th position. We're off and running. Josh Micklemore gets a great jump on the green flag. Skurlock and Purnell wanting a little bit, and it is going to be Josh Micklemore who gets a really good break at the front of this field as the run gets underway. Just making sure that everyone gets through cleanly there. It looks like they have, and we do have Maxfield and Cam James have started. Jacob Shurish certainly has, so just massive field. Try and get through. Fairly shallow, small turn on the way in. Trying to get a good view of the pack just behind the leader here. So a nice clean start from everyone. Too wide. Looks like potentially Donnelly. Also got Schultz and Steve Williams just running side by side. Out which lane is best. Just tucked in there behind Trahere. He's moved up into that high line. I can't imagine there's going to be a massive advantage from the draft here because it's not a very long track. Still Micklemore leading. Purnell's closed the gap on him a little bit. Ryan Jones in third. Hamish Gallagher fourth. Skurlock dropping a few places. He's down in fifth. Followed by Luke Trahere, Steve Williams, Aidan Schultz. So it looks like they're getting a good run on now into the lead. He'll close the door. Micklemore will just drop in behind him at the moment. He's got a better run there, Purnell. There is plenty of time to go in this one. I'm not getting the update across the top there. Idea of the gap. Micklemore there defending from Ryan Jones. Hamish Gallagher in the mix. So this is a good battle developing here for second. Micklemore, Jones, Gallagher, Skurlock. Give you a rundown while the delay resets itself. We've got a gap of just on half a second from first through fifth. Luke Trahere another 2/10 back. His own battle with Aidan Schultz, and then there's a little bit of margin, 2/10 to Williams, Donnelly and Kai Turner. So at this stage, a bit of a gap opening up between this lead pack of around 6 cars. Schultz and Williams. Yeah, Schultz still in this pack as well, actually. So Williams, Donnelly, Turner, Gagliardi in another pack. And splits again back down to Priest, Howe, Finlay. Nearly 3 seconds out from current race leader Chris Purnell. Slow moving car there, Josh Mickelmore. Everyone doing their best to get around him. Just losing some drive there. And he is dropping back fast. He's been swallowed up. Here's Gallagher. Gets the move done past Purnell. Looked like someone just ducked down onto the inside there. Let's see who that was. I think it might have been Schultz. It almost looked like he did go off, but he didn't run wide on the track. And he gets past Michael Skurlock as well, moves his way up into 4th position. Nice clean start to this one. Schultz just using the tyre a little bit. Oh, it's in the background. Kai Turner. Tony Gagliardi come together in a big way. That has not brought out the caution. He's jumped back with the race leaders battling away, Gallagher and Purnell. Replay that in a second. Just looked like a slide. Caught out Gagliardi there. It's an innocent bystander. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, he's just got on the low side. Just made it loose. Unfortunately, it's put the 408 of Kai Turner. It's just clipped him. Nothing you could do about it. And has resulted in Gagliardi being back in the pits and Kai Turner equally in pit lane for repairs. Well, that's been going on. Purnell's been swallowed up here. And he has damaged that right-hand front wheel, so we didn't see what that was there. But he has managed to pick up some damage to the right-hand front wheel of that car. And that has affected his pace. I'm not sure if he just clipped the wall there or what happened. But either way, Hamish Gallagher now with a full second over Michael Skurlock in 2nd place. So no triggered yellow flags, or caution period I should say, from that incident, the only incident to date. Ultra Hair's got Ryan Jones right behind him. Shuffle our way back through the field here. Have a look at all of these cars, trucks, Josh Mickelmore, Mitch Motorsport, so he had a good start. It's just slid down the field a little bit. That doesn't mean too much. Might have just overheated the tyres a little bit. Just lost some pace. Just gets slightly down on the apron there. Just made him vulnerable to Aiden Schultz. I'm just going to say, yes, thank you. I will take that position. And gets a really good run on him. Needs to keep on fighting. Mickelmore not giving up on that position without a fight, as you'd expect. Okay, Donnelly right behind them. Down a few, and we have our first caution period. So we've had Justin Howe head off track. Let's jump back and have a look at it. So what happens here? He just gets a big slide on. Good old tank slapper. And he's just not able to grab it. He almost did. Almost managed to catch it. I think that sent him into a spin. You can see there lots and lots of lock being applied trying to catch it. And around she goes. And into the wall. And that there has brought out our first caution period of the evening. His night is going to be well and truly over. And that should trigger a flurry of activity into pit lane. So let's head back live. As we're watching huge line of cars head into pit lane now. This might play well for some of those cars that got a little bit of damage. Expect to see Purnell's car get repaired here. There you can see it clearly, that damage on that right hand front fender. Drivers, I believe, get one fast repair per race. So he will get that fixed up and try and get back out. A bit of battle damage for a lot of the cars. Skirl up there. It's on a bit of a show on his way out of the pits. And this will cause a little bit of a reshuffle as the entire field went into pit lane. So Gallagher will pick up the pace car. In fact, Purnell having to get that damage repaired just slowly. But he's got some time. He's going to jump out now. A little bit of that repair completed. That means he slips well down the field. But there's a long way to go. Obviously on our first caution of this evening. Plenty of laps to come. There should be a wave around here. Just waiting for that to happen. As Purnell goes back into pit lane to get a little bit more of that repair work done. He's just trying to make sure he stays on the lead lap. So he's managed to do that, and out he goes. Showing here on the screen that Aaron Dillon has crashed. What happened there? passed. In fact, he has. I don't know what he's doing there, but he's been a little bit playing a little bit of a game. That hasn't quite worked out for him there, so he won't be happy with that. Back live. Just waiting for the truck to turn the lights off. Shouldn't be too far away. We'll get this one back underway. In fact, the lights are out, so we will go green this time around. Field nice and bunched up. Ready to go racing again here on the ANZCAR Truck Series. Brought to you by FGM eCast. And we're off and going again. We've got Hamish Gallagher out in front. Another great restart from him. Michael Skurlock, Luke Trahare right behind. Josh Mickelmore, Aidan Schultz, Reece Jones, Dwayne Priest. We've got Kay Donnelly, Christopher Finlay and Steve Williams as your top 10 on the restart. Those Crank Esports boys will be wanting to try and catch Hamish Gallagher. He's been good from the start here. Nice and quick in the 13. So Josh Mickelmore getting a good run. Suffered a little bit for the last run. Struck a few places, but he's got new tyres on some of that. Or in fact, he certainly fueled that up. And he's out and going again with some pace. He now puts a move on Gallagher at the front and gets it done. So potentially just overheating his tyres there, Mickelmore, and that's what sent him a little bit further back, 5th or 6th at the caution period, but that period cooling the car down has paid dividends for him. He's back on top and in the lead of this race. We've got Gallagher, Skurlock behind him. We've got another battle here looming with Jones, Trahare, Schultz, Priest and Donnelly. All trying to work out who's who in the zoo on the restart. Schultz in the A1 Sim Sports Racing entry. The triple one of Ryan Jones as well. So those guys driving very well, very close together. That's what I love about the Truck Series. Good competitive driving. And in fact, Jones now jumping up onto the back of Skurlock. So this trio at the front of the race has now turned into a battle of 5 trucks. With Priest, Trahare, Donnelly falling a little bit further back. And some cars duck into pit lane as well. But it is a 5-way battle at the front of this. Round 4 at Atlanta. You see there Skurlock taking a lower line, getting a good run. He's taken Jones with him. He'll get past Gallagher. In fact, he might even get up underneath Josh Mickelmore. And Mickelmore just moving down into that low line, making sure to close that out. Oh, he's run a little wide there. Not too bad, but we've gone under caution again. Matt Payton and Nathan Rawlick coming together by the look of things. Let's have a look at the replay. So that Toy Story entry just getting a little high, and then just copping one in the door from the 85 overall. Like it's just turned him around and sent him straight up into the wall. And Rawlock there getting a decent amount of damage on the 85 car. And the Toy Story car looking a little second hand as well. So we'll see if they get back. But we have entered our second caution period of the race with Josh Mickelmore in the lead, Skurlock and Gallagher second and third, Jones and Schultz fourth and fifth in that little battle pack. They're all going to start filing into pit lane here again because we haven't reached the critical lap for that fuel window. You might see some drivers stay out to try and get a little bit of a jump up. Kay Donnelly is doing just that at the moment. He last pitted on lap 22. Perhaps willing to take the gamble that he will get another period of caution, or caution period even, that's enables him to do what he needs to do. So he did pit 11 laps ago, Cade, so he is rolling the dice a little bit, but very good in that Simboys racing car, so probably a good play. Of course, this is going to close the pack right back up again. Hayden Schultz peels off to head into pit lane. Should be Travis Buckley who gets the wave by. Lights are out on the pace truck, so we will get underway next time past the pits. Let's see, they're almost at pit entry. Truck will peel off. Kate Donald will be looking to get himself underway. Josh Mickelmore is going to be quick on the restart. He has been the last two restarts. Skurlock, Jones right behind them, looking to take advantage as well. There's Donnelly, Mickelmore, Skurlock, Jones, Gallagher, Priest, Straher, Phelps, Williams and Riley Curtis as your top 10 as we head into the restart after our second caution period of the night. Skurlock determined not to miss another restart. Leader has had a fantastic go at it the last two times we've had to do it. Hamish Gallagher and Josh Micklemore both dominating the restarts when they have had to be done. So just wait to see how this one goes, and we go green again now. We're green. Off and running. Skurlock there gets a good run on Donnelly. Donnelly looking like he's going to drop a couple of places. To go 3 wide through turn 1. Cold tyres. That's always going to be a little bit sketchy. Or cooler tyres. As right down onto the inside comes Ryan Jones. He's got the 777 of Dwayne Priest trying to take the high line. He's right in behind Skurlock on this one. You can see him here all over the back. Finally, the replays decided to reset itself. So we've got another caution period. And the gaps running for a second there. Looks like Tristan Koch has had an incident. Yeah, he's just copped a little bit of help there from Daniel Stevens in the 3 car. And let's turn him right round, baby, right round. And he's going to head up. Hopefully stay clear of everyone else, but certainly enough damage on that truck to very quickly usher in our 3rd caution period. As they say, cautions breed cautions. And that's definitely what we're seeing here tonight. So Tristan will fire that back up. Make his way back round to pit lane. So Josh Micklemore still in the lead here. Thanks very much, Brian. Just in our 3rd caution period here, just waiting for the lights to go out. As they will soon enough. We'll get back underway here. Lap 41 of 109 for tonight. Expect the lights to go out this time around, so we'll do one more lap under caution before the pace truck peels off. We'll go green running again. 67 laps remaining. And we do get back underway. There's been a few cars gain some advantage out of these repeated cautions that we've had. Chris Pinot, you might remember, had dropped right down the order as a consequence of some accident damage. He's back up into 9th as we speak. Riley Curtis, 14 spots up as our biggest mover of the evening, currently in 8th. Number of cars multiple laps down. Still 24 cars on the lead lap, less than halfway through the race, so there's plenty still to be seen. As we're off and running again, Josh Mickelmore, a fantastic restart from him once again. Michael Skurlock just moves down onto the low side of the track. Ryan Jones behind him, Kate Donnelly in behind him. We've got Priest just moving up on Trahere. Williams, Curtis, Purnell and Finlay are your top 10 drivers as we get through this restart. With the exception of Donnelly having all pitted on lap 33. Donnelly had pit 10 laps earlier. Surprised not to see him duck into pit lane on that caution period there. This might be looking for one. It's going to guarantee him the fuel to get home. Skurlock and Jones still nice and close at the front here. A little bit of a break then back to Priest, Donnelly and Trahere. Sort of been a break away. Just see someone duck down onto the inside there. I think it was Christopher Finlay. In fact, Steve Williams. Chris Bedell up into 8th. Curtis and Schultz right behind him. Schultz just joining that team last week, just at the start of the week. In fact, it feels like it was ages ago. Part of the ANZCAR Sports crew. These close battles. Let's have a look a little bit further back in the pack. Jump aboard Ruben Phelps, Activity Hub Bali entry. Ruben was running really high up the field, in fact, last week. Not at the front of that one, just narrowly missing out on a podium. Done there on Aaron Dillon. So just going a little bit further back down the field. Ben Vickers and Nigel Patton. Juice Digital. And another of the Activity Hub Bali cars driven by Nigel Patton. Battle continues with Wellman Major and Tristan Koch, as well as Aaron Dillon. In fact, there's quite a big pack battling for 17th through 22nd. So Donnelly's slowly starting to get affected by that earlier stop. Stopping on lap 22, with basically everyone in front of him stopping 11 laps later. So we'll start to show on how that car handles. He'll be having for a caution period very shortly. So there has been a change out the front for the lead. Not a change just yet, but certainly the battle has got very interesting. Skurlock alongside Micklemore. Ryan Jones just treading water behind them. So we're just over halfway through this one, round 4 of the ANZCAR Truck Series presented by FGM Ecast. So at this juncture, you'll be watching 3, now 4 cars battling it out for the lead of this race, just over halfway through. They're coming up on some lap traffic as well. Just going to add to the complexity of things. Here's the Toy Story entry of Matt Patton just making way there, putting it much of a fight, which is, of course, not required in the Truck Series. Blue flags mean doodly spot. There are none of them. They're just trying to try something a little bit different. Didn't quite work out for him. He was able to defend himself against Ryan Jones pressing him. This time looking like he might just get the run on Micklemore here. Ryan Jones now just up. Quarter. Michael Skurlock. You can see Josh McMorrow there just on the outside. Ryan Jones just behind him. See a bit of damage to the left-hand front of Josh Micklemore's car there. So just hugging the ground. Oh, looks like he's got real wide there. In fact, losing some ground there. He's going to drop a place to Ryan Jones, who's been biding his time while those two battle it out at the front of the pack. So they're just putting down to the inside. It's going to get rough up the front here. Five cars battling for the lead. Someone just ran into the wall in the background there. Trahair's jumped onto this pack as well. So there's 6 cars now. Aiden Schultz joining this group. There's a slide in the background there. Troy Davison just having an off. Not enough to call out a caution period. Steve Williams sort of just dropped into no man's land a bit there as well. So here we hoping this will close up. There'll be another round of pit stops to come yet. As Schultz just loses a heap of ground. I think Steve Williams up into the pack. So Williams now using that to jump onto the back of Schultz. Jones now just holding his own there at the front of the pack. Michael Skurlock still just right behind him. This group of now 7. Skurlock pulls out to try and make a move for the lead. So he's going to get it done. Hare has moved up into third behind Josh McLemore. Josh McLemore now spotting this time. It was expanded gradually throughout the night. Lead pack now around about 8 cars. It looks like we're just blinking a little bit. Here looks to make a move. Trying to go a long way around. Okay, Donnelly still out there. 22 laps he pitted on lap 22 even, so he's done 50 laps without stopping. Someone on the caution, of course. 43 for everyone else in front of him. Here looking to get the job done here on Mickelmore. Aiden Schultz going with him. The Habali cars re-entering the fray. It's coming out right in the middle of that lead pack. Still under attack. Let's just move to the top line here. Just looking to try and find some pace. Aiden Schultz on the low line though gets the job done. In fact, he's down into the pits. So just, well, in fact, he's completely missed the pit lane entry there. We should get that back under control though. I may see him get a drive through for that as an unsafe pit entry. But we will see. So we jump back. Oh wow, down on the inside there. Aiden Schultz just fired down into the wall. And that car will definitely have damage on that left hand front side. Not sure what caused that there, but just saw him shoot right down onto the inside of the track and really hit that wall. Now got a procession of cars starting to jump in. This will be the final pit stops for these cars. 31 laps to go. Ryan Jones stays out, so does Dwayne Priest, Phelps, Hatton, Finlay, and Major also stay out. So this huge grouping of cars jumping into pit lane. Simon Phelps actually pitted last on lap 39, so he's got a little while to run here. I've just got a note there that Travis Buckley's had an incident. Hasn't caused a caution period though. So Ryan Jones still out and going. So Phelps for Major into pit lane. Jones still in the lead here. Not sure what happened to Skurlock there. He has ended up a lap behind. After that pit lane stop. So we stopped on the same lap. Not sure. Just a much longer stop for him. Perhaps repairing some damage, as you can see. But, really, at this stage, this man, leader of the race.
Good evening, Stuart. Jumping quickly just to tell you what's happened to Skurlock. He got caught with a stop-go hold penalty.
He did get a stop-go. There you go. So, thank you for jumping into the stream. More than welcome to stay with us for the next 26 laps if you're not doing anything.
I'm more than happy to, Stuart. I thought I'd jump up. I just got home. Sorry, a bit of a busy night.
No, you're perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. We're had 3 caution periods so far this evening, and the longest cautions period around about lap 33. So we've had a good long run up until the last round of pit stops that have just taken place. And,
yes, I've been busy listening to the race as I drove home. Looks like Ryan Jones is sticking to the slightly longer stop with Daniel Stevens. Ben Vickers has just come into the pit lane as well.
Yeah, so they'll be hoping for a caution period, one would think. So they won't get home. They stopped on lap 33, so they won't get home from there without stopping again. So effectively making Trahair the lap race leader. And we did call him as our dark horse for tonight for the race win. We always love to be proven correct where we can be, so no favourites, but our dollars are on him.
It's always nice when it sounds like you know what you're doing and you can call a race in advance. It works out very well, but right on the tail is Riley Curtis at the moment, who's giving them a good challenge as they come down the back straight. Riley Curtis has got a good run on him here, going into turns 3 and 4. Riley Curtis diving down the inside and making that move on Luke Trahair.
Good run there from the A1 Sim Sport driver Riley Curtis. He's been up in this lead pack for a majority of the night. At times, this lead pack's extended out to 10 cars. It's been very, very much a yo-yo tonight.
Yeah, as it can happen on these sort of these slightly, sort of as they say, the cookie cutter tracks, like here at Atlanta. They can sometimes give you some good racing in that respect and give you some good change of position. And when it works for you, it works very well.
Daniel Stevens just jumps into pit lane. So he serving his final stop, and indeed Ryan Jones does as well. The other quiet achiever of tonight, other than Riley Curtis so far, up to 20 positions on his qualifying spot, is Steve Williams. He's been just hanging around at the back of the lead pack for a majority of the night, and he's now finds himself in this lead grouping of 3 cars. He's driven very, very well. He just needs to try and address some of the gap if he's going to make a tilt for the top step of the podium. Be our first multiple race winner of the truck series. So he's got a little bit of work to do. He's got some time to do it though if he wants to get the W.
It's an easy thing catching, sometimes it's another thing passing as well. On these kinds of tracks you do get a little bit of that draft, of course, but sometimes when that car in front of you, especially with Riley out there, he looks like he's got good pace at the moment, just keeping Trahir at bay, which is just keeping Stephen Williams off the back of them. Just catching up, I think, is Dwayne Priest as well. He's just catching, he's trying to catch up to Stephen Williams, but he's not able to do it. So they're good little battle up at the front at the moment.
Make it interesting now is a nice little caution period. Of course, we want to set finish the right way, but we always like a little bit of action right at the end of the race. So let's see what happens there. Trahir is now challenged while we've been looking at the rest of the field. He's now got a run on Curtis, so switch back. Another change for the lead here.
Stephen Williams, if he can play his cards right, will try and get onto the back of Trahir, but that damage on the front of Stephen Williams' cars. Stephen Williams is going to try and get up to these guys as they battle, so he's going to want to try and catch up to this little battle as quick as possible. They've got a couple of lapped cars just sitting on behind them, and they're coming up to a few cars as well, so this is going to disrupt them a little bit. So it's that moment where you have a few people on different strategies now, slightly newer tyres, and it can throw you off a little bit. Give Stephen Williams that chance to chase up to the back of it.
Got Aaron Hatton and Mick Taylor just there on those couple of cars you mentioned, just on clinging on to the lead pack. A lap down, but just holding themselves there on the back of Riley Curtis.
They're doing a good job of sticking onto the back of it at the moment, and they're going to sort of get paid off for them as well, because they'll be able to get past a couple of these cars that they are chasing as well. People like Reese May, who's just going down past the leaders right now, on the damage on that car, and that's going to give them the run to sort of try and get past, just past a couple of cars that could be a lap down, or even some of the traffic that can affect them. But this is giving Luke Trahir a good jump over Riley Curtis.
Just coming up on the back of Cade Donnelly as well, who of course was in our lead pack for a significant portion of the evening. He ran a very, very long strategy, and that hasn't panned out for him, unfortunately. Rolled the dice on a caution period, and it's just not quite falling where he would have probably liked it to.
Yeah, that's it. When you do take those sort of dice rolls in the pit strategy that we saw with Donnelly taking, it can either pay off for you well, or it can bite you as the race progresses. Unfortunately, it's bitten him a little bit and not paid off for him. He did come in quite early. I was he did come in sort of around the same time as everybody else, though. So he managed to stretch that car a little bit further than the rest of the drivers around him, but it's not paid off for him so far.
Steve Williams has just halved that gap that we were talking about. It was a couple of seconds out before, down to just over 1 second away from Riley Curtis. So some of this lap traffic probably giving him a little bit of help, not a lot, but a little bit of help to be able to get back up onto the back of Riley Curtis.
Yeah, that's it. And as you said a bit earlier on, of course, no blue flags in oval racing, so you don't have to jump out the way of the leader, and you are fighting for that lead lap, of course, so you don't always have to be out the way. And that is very much a thing when you're racing on these tracks. You don't have to jump right up the way, you can just race the leaders a little bit, and that can sometimes affect them in a bit of a negative way.
Thanks very much for the share there, Mandy. Ruben having another consistent night. Not quite up as high as he was this time last week, but he is currently running in 6th position, 20 places up, and battling with Chris Purnell for 5th place. So Ruben very, very consistent at the moment in his performances. Very strong in that Activity Hub Bali Gold entry.
Definitely one of those drivers that has caught my eye this season, Ruben Phelps, newish to the series as well, Ruben, and been having some great runs and some good finishes as well, which is all important. So been doing a good job there and getting some good places in the season. It's just behind Chris Purnell, just gets a little bit loose on the exit of turn number 2 there, which is going to give Ruben a little bit of a chance to start running away.
he was battling hard last week, I remember, right up at the front of the field for a majority of the evening. So definitely one to watch out for. Probably get his name on the winners list at some stage throughout the season, I dare say.
We've been very lucky with our new arrivals recently. A lot of talented drivers coming into the fray, and it's what we love seeing. Is we love seeing those guys up at the front constantly, and the usual suspects, as you say. But getting those fresh new faces up on the podium and up on the top step is always a welcome thing.
So I was just having a look there. He did actually finish 4th last week.
Yeah, so far Ruben Phelps has had 2 top 5 finishes in the season, so he's been doing extremely well. He's currently sitting 6th in the championship as well, so not a bad position to be sitting on your sort of first season in the ANZCAR trucks. Always just behind Luke here. We just saw a car lap down, just going a little bit into the wall there.
The other thing that we have missed there is that Steve Williams has in fact moved up and gone past Riley Curtis, so our current championship leader has made his way up into 2nd position for the evening, so he will be quite happy with that and be looking to see whether or not, with 11 laps to go, he can address the 3-second gap to Luke Traher, perhaps, who maybe has a run a little too hard, a little too early. But there will be some changes in the championship standings for Ruben Phelps. We're just talking about Brodie Masters is not going to feature in the results tonight, so Ruben will progress his way at least one step further up the leaderboard. And of course Danny G as well, currently sitting in 3rd, not running tonight. So this race will have some good changes in it for the drivers if they can continue the way that they are.
Yeah, and his next sort of rival in that group is Kay Donnelly, and so Kay Donnelly having a bit of a rough night down there in 21st at the moment. So again, this is going to be a good evening for Ruben Phelps. Championship challenges tonight for sure.
So 9 laps to go. So yeah, still actually lapping faster than Steve Williams behind him, who we're on board with at the moment. Riley Curtis has fallen away a little bit here, over a second behind, so he's probably in maintenance mode. In fact, and as we talk as well, Phelps has moved up into 4th position now, battling with Dwayne Preece. So he is going to continue his charge, and it may well, the lack of pace in the Curtis entry may well pick himself up the podium. That's one to keep an eye on.
Yeah, with his current pace, it does look like Riley Curtis might be in a little trouble in the A1 Sports car, because it seems he may have just burnt his tyres off a little bit too quick, a little bit too soon, and he is starting to struggle a little bit on those tyres.
Phelps can just get on to the back of the 350 of Michael Skurlock there, but that might just help him pull him up into this battle. So keep an eye on it with 7 to go. It is still Luke Traher at the front. Stephen Williams now up into 2nd comfortably. Battle on the screen here, not for position. It is Riley Curtis currently sitting in 3rd place.
Travis Buckley just having a huge moment as the leader passed him. You may have heard a slight intake of breath there, but Luke Traher getting past that car, but Travis Buckley really struggling out there at the moment. Almost lost it on the straight, so it's still not over yet, and a caution could be absolutely devastating for Traher here.
It would certainly spice up everything that's going on behind as Jones manages to retake that position over Phelps. So this battle here definitely not over. So in fact we could end up seeing with Curtis just in the frame there a 3-way battle for 3rd position on the podium.
Yeah, that's it. Ryan Jones, he's got the slight tyre, but he's got a decent tyre advantage over the rest of the field as well. He's on those tyres that are about 10 laps fresher than everybody else, so he's going to have a lot of pace towards the end of this race, so he's going to really want to see that caution flag come out, because that's going to give him a great advantage. Riley Curtis must be dreading seeing that car coming up to him, because there's nothing he can do with those slightly worn tyres.
Yeah, the gap is closing rapidly now, under half a second. Phelps trying to go with him as well. Just getting a little bit loose there up towards the wall. Just trying to shut the door, but you're quite right actually. I hadn't noticed that about Jones. Much fresher rubber, so you would fancy that he will certainly move up into third position. It is only a matter of time. His car in a little bit better condition as well than Curtis. So
yeah, that's it. He's got a very clean-looking truck there in the SimSpeed entry. So he's looking pretty good at the moment, and he's going to be able to take that slightly higher line, which will give him the chance to cut underneath Curtis now, and probably get a bit of a run across the straight section. He's probably going to wait till the tri-oval. He goes on the outside, he darts up, and he should have the grip to go around Curtis here. Should have the speed and grip to do it. The only thing is, if he gets caught or balked by a lapped car coming up, they've got a little bit of room before they get there, but there are a few lapped cars coming close to them soon.
yeah, well, look at that up the front there. It looks like pit street on a Friday night. Plenty of cars in the way. But he has got it done here, Ryan Jones, around the outside, as you suggested. He's just coming up on Mick Taylor in the 158 entry.
Absolutely flying out there, Ryan, but he doesn't quite have enough laps to make it to the end of this race, with Luke Trahir out in the lead with a dominant lead at the moment of 3.5 seconds over Stephen Williams, who are around about the same distance from Ryan Jones at this stage.
Hamish Gallagher and Chris Purnell as well battling away for 6th, but as we are on the final lap, we'll stick with our race leader Luke Trahir, who is 3/4 of a lap away from taking what I believe is his second ever win in the Truck Series here. I may be wrong on that. I'm going very, very much off memory.
Pretty sure we've had Trahir with a win in the Truck Series last year. I'm trying to think back to it now, but yeah, Trahir is one of those drivers that has come in with the Crank Esport team and done a fantastic job.
So congratulations to him on taking his second win ever in the ANZCAR Truck Series, our 4th different winner in 4 rounds so far this year. Steve Williams, cracking drive from him up into 2nd place, and that will maintain his position at the top of our championship. And Ryan Jones coming home with all the heat, and he is finishing in 3rd. Riley Curtis 4th, Ruben Phelps 5th. We've had Purnell, Gallagher, Priest, Finlay and Nigel Patton rounding out our top 10 tonight. What was again another relatively clean run. We did have a few cautions in a row, but once again the standard of driving in this series continues to be as it should be for what effectively is the development series for the main game. So as Trahir's celebrations there just get a little bit interrupted by someone down on the infield in the grass, but he's certainly going to write out his name on the pavement here at Atlanta. And a well-deserved victory with a good drive from Trahir.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's a matter of time for Trahir. He's had some great races, and he is just improving under the Virtual Motorsport Mentor scheme, run, of course, by Chris Purnell. And he's one of those drivers that is just coming on leaps and bounds, and up in the Cup Series as well, one of those drivers that is definitely knocking on the door for a victory. An absolutely brilliant drive from Luke Trahir there.
So we'll just wait for them to jump into the combox and we'll have a good chat with our podium finishers, Trahir, Williams and Jones. If you did miss it, top 3 in things this evening. Plenty of rubber flicking off that car of Luke Trahir's. And so he is just making his way around. Do have to mention again our broadcast partners, AJ Insurance Services. If you're looking for an insurance broker for anything big or small business related, AJ's... Oh, excuse me, just a little slip of the tongue there. AJ Insurance Services are the people that we would recommend. Joe Daly, very much involved in the sim racing scene, sponsoring and the like. So if you're looking for an insurance broker, give Joe a call. Virtual Motorsport Mentor, of course, on the back there of our race winner and a stream partner of ours as well. As you can see, the services of Chris Purnell and his team, very, very much rewarding for race victories. Now back-to-back actually for the Crank Esports team. Last week, race winner Chris Purnell as well. So certainly capable if you are looking for that type of service. I'll give a shout out to the rest of our sponsors shortly, as we do have Aiden Schultz, my apologies, Luke Trahir And for some reason, I'm not sure why Aiden's in there, but Luke Trahare, Riley Curtis, and Steve Williams in the green room. We'll drip them into the booth now and get the podium in here. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to it. Congratulations, first, second, and third, Luke, Steve, and Ryan. Luke, I'm going to tell you early, we called it at the start of the broadcast that you were going to win this one, and thank you for proving us right. Just maintains our track record of picking the race winner. Congratulations, second win in the Truck Series.
Have I had a win in the Truck Series before?
We believe so, yes.
Oh, really? I didn't know I'd had one. I was celebrating my first one, and I knew you called the prediction, mate, so I wanted to prove you right, so that one was to you.
We were harking back, we were trying to remember, Carl and I, whether or not last year you had a win. We thought you had got up in one of the Truck Series, but I was obviously going very much off memory of you telling me your results, but Carl was of the same opinion, so we'll check that back. But if not, still a great drive from you tonight.
No, thanks, mate. Yeah, look, I honestly can't remember. I thought maybe I was there or thereabouts last season for a win. But yeah, look, in my mind tonight, it was definitely the first one. But if it's the second one, happy to take the second. Good win overall. Good driving from everyone. Good guys pushing each other. Work with a good team. Feels really good.
Yeah, no, certainly, and a good run in there. Steve, same for you, mate. Just loitering there around the back of the top 10 for a majority of the evening, and then you just got the call right and got the run right at the end there with a good push up into second place.
Yeah, just trying to stay out of trouble and have a good car at the end. But just couldn't run with Luke there. He got that gap, and there's no way of hunting him down.
Of course, it maintains your lead at the top of the championship. In fact, probably extends it a little bit at the end of the evening tonight. So a good, strong start for you at the start of the season.
Yeah, pretty happy with that. Hope for consistent results throughout the year.
And Ryan, onto you, mate. Very, very fast finishing, obviously, with the much fresher rubber at the end of the race there. Just not quite enough laps to jump onto the back of Steve, but a good, strong finish.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed, a little bit happy. I didn't mean to go for the overcut initially. I was expecting everyone to run out their field, and then they didn't, so I sort of got caught out with that. I think I had a faster truck than Luke and Steve, but if I'd pitted with them, they'd have both blew me away with sort of their tyre saving. I think Steve knows I'm pretty terrible with my tyres in terms of keeping them together. So I tried to sort of, do something different with the long run, and I looked back at the lap times, and I was definitely quicker than them come out of pit lane. But yeah, those two just did a better job, certainly than the rest of the field, and got a big enough gap to job to Luke and Steve there.
No, it was certainly a good race, even with the couple of caution periods thrown in the middle there, but I think everyone behaving themselves. And certainly a good run from the three of you to close out the race. Obviously, Luke, as we always do, mate, you get to give us the rundown of the sponsor board for this evening.
Absolutely, yeah. So first and foremost, to Virtual Motorsport Mentor, definitely wouldn't be getting the results without those guys. Obviously, I've trained a lot with Chris, and he's definitely getting me to that level where I need to be. So that's first car off the rank. iRace designs for our cars. They look fantastic. You guys see them on the broadcast. Couldn't be happier with them. So iRace designs, check those guys out on Facebook and Instagram. Give an inquiry. They'll hook you up. And last but not least, my beautiful new fiance. I got engaged this weekend. So must have been a good omen. They got the win. So it's happy days all around.
Congratulations as well, mate, with the everything settling out there. So that's fantastic. Congratulations on getting engaged as well.
Thank you very much.
Steve, on to you, mate, as you come up on the screen.
Thanks to FGM Ecast for streaming and commentating for the season. The organisers for the series, and simrigs.com, Southwell Lifts and Hoists, Ben Max Mechanical, BetSmart Racing Services, and all the fellas at DPR.
Fantastic. Good list of sponsors there. And Ryan, over to you, mate. You're up on the screen as well. Just anyone to thank?
Oh, come on. I just know it's my blank truck. No, cheers, boys, for the stream on FGM Ecast. I won't mention my only sponsor. Conflict of interest.
Oh, that's all right. You can mention the Sim Speed boys. There's plenty of broadcasts getting around. It's all good.
No, I do a bit of stuff, but nah, that's all. And good job, broadcast.
Fantastic, and the truck looks good there as well. So the night comes to a close, and we've had 4 good races so far this season. Looking forward to heading to Bristol next week.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which you guys, again, I'm still learning here. So a short track, very short track.
Definitely a short track, yeah, which has some dirt covered on at the moment in the real world. So, but short track, very close quarters, a lot of fun.
Yeah, actually, I did see some pictures of that in the news. With the dirt covering the track at the moment.
Yeah, looks wild. I think they're going to be running a couple of different series there, so I think they're putting the game as well. So can't wait to give that one a bell.
Looks
When's the Week 13 update, boys?
It will be coming up for the Cup Series as well when that comes in, so that's going to be an interesting race. And congratulations on your first win, Luke, as well. Sorry, we did have it wrong with that one, but yeah, I thought you'd had a win before, but congratulations on the win and, of course, the getting engaged as well.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks, mate. Yep, so good to confirm as a first win. Just backing up what the other guys mentioned before, just thanking FGM ECAS. Of course, got to thank Stu and you guys because, yeah, brilliant package. You guys are doing great things. Yeah, we love being part of it.
Oh, thanks, mate. Wouldn't be anything without you guys driving. So the love-in can continue next week when we do head to Bristol and see if we can have 5 weeks with 5 different winners, of course. Those who have won before will be looking to make sure that is not the case. Steve Williams will go into that round as our championship leader. This week, no blackout so far, touch wood, so we will bring you a highlights package of all the action from this evening a little later on in the week. And of course, that's not it from us this week as the Australian Endurance E-Championship GT Sprint Championship starts on Wednesday night. That'll be live on FGM ECAST from 7:45 as our year continues to ramp up. So do join us then. You can see Luke Trahere running around in that later in the week. He'll be jumping in the Lamborghini to give that a push. So do join us for that stream, 7:45 Wednesday evening here on wherever it is you're watching us from, YouTube, Twitch, or on Facebook. Carl, thanks for jumping in again for another week. You always educate me a little bit more and a little bit more each week. So at some stage I'll actually know what I'm talking about. And it was good to have you jump on board as well. And
More than welcome, Stuart.
Everybody that tuned into the stream, thank you equally, and as usual, we will see you next Monday night when we head to Bristol for round 5 of the ANZCAR Truck Championship. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will see you then.